might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Well,
We're looking at the
Year-to-date.
same row.
Oh, you know what?
all right, good morning. Coldwell Banker Newton Insider. We've got an awesome team talking about some current events that are going on in the Boston and the Newton and general national markets. But we're really going to dive into what we've heard in the news before it blows out of proportion. And then also we're going to talk about what we're actually seeing on the ground in Newton and the surrounding suburbs. I've got Judy Korzenowski, I've got Pete Leis, and Arthur Cantor analyzing the current market data. So good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let's just start talking about what everyone wants to hear about is the news, right? So the Silicon Valley Bank has belly flopped. There's a lot of chatter about, is this the repeat of 2008?
And it is not. It is not. It's a isolated incident. It's unfortunate, absolutely, very unfortunate. That bank was a linchpin, as was written in the Wall Street Journal, for a lot of venture capital people who invested in tech stocks and startup companies. So it's not 2008.
Right, and it's not real estate related. Now, there is a concern that people, especially I can only speak for Coldwell Banker, right, that people who have escrow deposits, if they're under contract and they're worried about being in jeopardy, and as far as Coldwell Banker is concerned, the accounts are with Citizens, and you just have to. The advice is, if you're not working with Coldwell Banker, just check with your listing agent and the broker of record. Now, the market is crazy though, right? So, and that's going to be something that's going to support that this is not 2008. So, Judy, what are you seeing?
What I have seen in the last couple of weekends, Newton, Wellesley, buyers out in large numbers, and within all price points. It's been very competitive, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Right, I'll second that. I've been to a lot of homes the last couple of weeks, and particularly single families, or actually condos as well, are pretty busy with open houses, going under agreement pretty quickly, and it's definitely competitive for buyers for sure. But
So you guys have been analyzing all the data. Tell us what you're looking at.
There's also a good amount on the market, right?
Right. There's still
Much better inventory.
Right. There's definitely better inventory. I mean, granted, we're still at 1.4 months of supply, so below 2 months of supply, but in certain price ranges. So if you were in the $1.5 to $2 million range, you have double the amount of choices that you had a year ago. So buyers, come on and get out there. The houses are on the market, ready to go. And if you're in the $1 to $1.5 million price range, there are 3 times as many properties on the market than there were a year ago.
Now, this is a Newton.
This is a Newton, correct.
Okay.
These are Newton single families.
Got it.
Right, and Newton has, of all the surrounding communities, has the most number of houses on the market. When I checked the other day, it was 65 the other day.
Right, for all price ranges.
62 at the moment. Yep, all price ranges with an average list price of 2.8 million.
Oh, it's
Which is
down.
astounding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's down
Yeah.
from in the beginning of the
Stop.
year. We were like close to 4 million.
That's
Well, yeah, a year ago we were at 3.4.
Right.
Right.
So we're seeing, and I mean, I myself went to some open houses last weekend in the burbs, Newton, Brookline, and even outside Dedham, Norwood, Wellesley. We're seeing like 60 to 100 people through
Yes.
over the weekend.
Absolutely.
Now, we were talking about earlier that we don't always get a million offers though, right?
Correct. Doesn't always translate into a lot of offers and a lot over ask. I think buyers are showing some, they're being cautious with regard to what they're offering on properties. And I think this in large part might be due to the interest rates, right?
Right.
So maybe a year ago when they would have bid so much more over the asking price, they're now bringing that down a little bit more so, I would say. You thought you could get to another price and it's not going there. It's going over, but not quite as much as it used to.
Right. And again, it all depends on price point.
Correct.
Depends
That's
on
right.
what price rate. Depends on what price range
Yes.
you're in
Yeah.
and what town you're looking in.
Absolutely.
I mean, like we're hearing Malden, Medford, Somerville are seeing, 20 offers.
Yeah, lots of activity.
Especially for single family homes, right? So more affordable markets. Whereas we're probably seeing, 3 to 6 depending on the price point.
Right.
Trick question. Accept an offer before the open houses or wait it out?
Arthur and I were just talking about this.
And what did you decide?
Well, for me, I really feel you should be taking that property through the weekend. I mean,
I agree.
I really feel you're not doing yourself
Service,
the best
Yeah.
service to just jump on it and be done with it, you know, by Saturday at noon.
Right, if there's one buyer that wants your house, I'm sure there's another buyer
Exactly
that
right.
that was willing to pay for your house as well. So why not try and bid it
Right.
up and let them fight for it,
Right.
and get your client more money for the house.
Right.
And,
Right.
and that offers really good, intel about the read on the value of the house.
Exactly.
But yeah, bring it through the weekend and see. Of course, it also depends on the seller's wishes, right?
Correct.
Specific
Yeah.
circumstances.
Right, it could be a closing date
Right.
situation
Yeah.
that's perfect for them, and they say,
And they
all right, you
say,
know what,
why
this
not?
is great,
Right.
fine,
Exactly.
thank you.
You know, I guess if somebody really, really sets themselves apart, you know, if it's really a phenomenal offer, that's one thing. But if it's within reason and you have contingencies and
Right.
things like that, I mean, why not take it through the weekend?
I
See
agree.
what'll come
Different
up.
kind of offer,
Yeah.
correct.
Obviously, if you're on the buyer side, we might feel differently.
Yes.
Absolutely right.
But you
Yes.
always can try to put your best foot forward, and then
Right,
just
because you never know.
you never know.
You don't.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't.
Yeah, if you're on the buyer side, know the comps, know what you're comfortable with as the customer, and you know where you're willing to go with it,
Right.
and so you come out the other side either that you're comfortable with the outcome either way. Right?
And if you really want a house, step up and buy it. I mean,
Right. I
step up
agree.
and buy it. I mean,
Don't
Right.
lowball.
don't
and
lowball,
yes.
right? I mean,
Yeah, and the prices are not likely to go down in Newton. And
Right.
They are
Surrey,
not likely
so-
They're not because they're not making any more dirt.
That's it.
You know,
they
so-
are not. No,
I mean, so buy the house you want,
who are they?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
and we
and then the rate will adjust.
right
Over time,
Yes.
the rate always historically
adjust.
has
If you can
adjusted.
refinance.
So at least you're in the house you want, in the location that you want.
And I think we had been talking amongst ourselves, was it last week or whatever, that some mortgage lenders are offering free Wi-Fi's, you know, for people if they're buying now and they want to refinance down.
Oh yeah,
something like
that's
that,
a good. Yes,
right?
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also
Eventually.
think, and we're seeing it now. I think November and December was a little scary because it felt like crickets, right, on the seller and the buyer side. We blamed the rates, but I think what has happened now is in January, people said, okay, the rates are what
Rates
they
are
are.
This is our reality.
This is what I can afford. This is my monthly payment, and I'm gonna adjust potentially down. But I need a house.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm sure
Right.
you're getting calls from people asking about, the Silicon Valley Bank, sellers and buyers alike.
Right.
What would be your advice? And we'll start with Judy, and we'll just go.
Oh, you can start.
Go ahead.
Start
I
on
mean,
that side.
it's
Left to right.
again, I think it's Silicon Valley Bank, and yes, we also heard, I mean, it's going to affect, there's a couple other banks that got hit. They were down 35%. That was First Republic.
Yeah.
Again, in the news.
Portfolio banks. I feel
right.
like more
Ex-
portfolio banks.
Correct. I mean, Citizens, Bank of America, TD Bank,
Chase is fine.
Yeah,
Solid.
everybody's fine, right? Everybody's solid. I think they all learned from 2008.
Yeah.
And so that's different. And where we
Right,
sit
'cause
here,
Silicon Valley, they're invested in mortgage-backed securities, but it's not the issue with the underlying securities that was the problem. It was the way they had the percentage of their portfolio they had.
Right.
Their imbalanced portfolio.
Right.
So it's really not the underlying
Not what happened in
securities
08.
that were related to real
Right.
estate. It's quite different.
yes,
Yes.
not over.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
So right now, don't worry about it. Watch the news. Don't believe everything you
Be
read on
cognizant.
Twitter.
Watch what's happening.
Right.
Right.
I
Watch
mean,
the local
absolutely
news.
watch what's going on, but we're not seeing, people defaulting or anything like that. We're not seeing foreclosures. We're seeing a super strong demand and still not enough supply.
Right.
Right. All right, that's all. Thanks,
Okay.
guys. Awesome panel. And reach out to Coldwell Banker Newton with any questions. Thanks.